With Hobby Legends, and we are ripping some more Marvel. I have 3 cases of 2025 Topps Finest X-Men 97, and this is going to be a character break, with the only exceptions being the greatest hit spot is its own spot, the sketch spot is its own spot, and finally the Denenana are also their own spot if we are so lucky to find a couple of the short prints. And everything else goes to the character on the front. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us, and let's get to ripping. And like always, for those watching live, feel free to put your spots in chat, and let's see if we can find something nice for you. All right, case number 1 has been freed. Let's get to ripping. Alright, we're going to start off today with Professor X. And our first previously on X-Men is also Professor X. And behind him is going to be Rogue on the Uncanny. And we do see Uncannies about 1 every 6 packs, so we should run into quite a few for each character. And there's Storm on the Remember It. Meeting of the Minds on the Greatest Hits. And right behind that is going to be our first bit of numbered action. It is a Birthday to Remember on the Lasers. And this one is 87 of 199. And that does go to the Greatest Hit spot. Followed by Professor X on the Rare. Cable on the previously on X-Men. Rogue and Captain America at odds on the Greatest Hits, followed by Wolverine on the Rare. And we usually do see 2 rares per box. Magneto on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, nice. We got some more numbered action. It's going to be another Lasers. And this one is going to Carl Denty on the Lasers. And for Carl, he is 77 of 199. Followed by Callisto on the Refractor. Jean Doe on the Greatest Hits. And there's Sebastian Shaw on the Refractor. A Sinister Strike on the Greatest Hits. Wolverine on the previously on X-Men, followed by Wolvie again, this time on the Uncanny. And final pack here of box number 1. There's Jubilee on the Remember It. And that is it for box number 1. So box number 1 gave us 2 numbered cards. Let's see what box number 2 has in store for us. And see if we can run into an autograph in our first case. Because the autographs kind of been hit or miss. We've seen a few cases with as many as 3, and then other cases with only 1. So let's see what we have for our first case. Ooh, very nice. That is a short print Omega level going to Storm. So there you go, Storm spot. These are 1 in every 480 packs. So very nice hit for Storm on the Omega level. Followed by Greatest Hit, Storm Rides Lightning. Cyclops on the Rare. Mr. Sinister on the previously on X-Men. And there's Dark Star on the refractor. Explosive Teamwork on the Greatest Hits. Storm on the Previously On X-Men, followed by Storm again on the Uncanny. Cyclops on the Remember It. You Survived on the Greatest Hits. And there's Mojo on the Previously On X-Men. Ooh, we got another Lasers inbound. And this one is going to Cable on the Lasers. And for Cable, he is 5 of 199. Putting the Cable spot on the board. Followed by Val Cooper on the refractor. Nine Reasons Why on the Greatest Hits. And there's the Goblin Queen on the Previously On X-Men, followed by Beast on the Uncanny. And final pack here of box number 2. The Sentinels on the Remember It. And that is going to do it for box number 2. Well, we did see a nice short print with that Omega level of Storm. So come on, box number 3. What do you got for us? Let's see if we can get lower than Lasers. That is the only numbered action we have seen so far. Come on, box 3. Show us an X-Fractor or better. Bolivia goes Prime on the Greatest Hits. And there's Nightcrawler on the Previously On X-Men. Ooh, we got another Lasers inbound. And that is going to Cyclops on the Remember It Lasers. So a little bit of Scott Summers action. And for Cyclops, he is 147 of 199 on the Lasers. Followed by Jubilee on the refractor. Welcome on in, Genius Math. Thanks for joining. And I'm doing fantastic today. How about yourself? Jubilation Celebration on the Greatest Hits. And there's Forge on the Previously On X-Men, followed by Cyclops on the Uncanny. Magneto on the Remember It. To Me, My X-Men on the Greatest Hits. Followed by Wolverine on the Rare. And that is the second time we've seen the Wolverine Rare already. And there's Gambit on the Previously On X-Men. Oh, very nice. That is a good way to live. And there's Jean Grey on the refractor. Ooh, it's a double refractor pack. Up next, we have Flash Thompson. A Birthday to Remember on the Greatest Hits. And there's Jean Grey on the Previously On X-Men, followed by Magneto on the Uncanny. Final pack here of box number 3. Wolverine on the Remember It. All right, box number 4. Come on, show us some low-numbered action. We want to see an X-Fractor or lower. Yeah, Victor, they are. I'm trying to remember the odds off. It depends on what part of the checklist it is, but yeah, anything 25 and lower is pretty tough. Professor School's the Shiar on the greatest hits. And there's Sunspot on the previously on X-Men. Oh, very nice. That is a Spidey favorite as well with Mary Jane Watson. And there's Trish Tilby on the lasers. And for Trish, she is 170 of 199. Followed by Leech on the refractor. Charles was wrong on the greatest hits. And there's Jubilee on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Cable on the Uncanny. And there's Jean Grey on the Remember It. And there's Mary Jane. His name was Gambit. Remember It on the greatest hits. Bastion on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, we got some more numbered action. It is going to the Goblin Queen spot on the previously on X-Men lasers. And for Goblin Queen, she is 45 of 199. Followed by Rogue on the refractor. So come on, boxes, let's find something numbered besides lasers. Scary enough for you, bub, on the greatest hits. Ooh, very nice. So we did get lower than lasers. It is going to Rogue on the Uncanny X-Fractor. So there you go, Rogue spot. And she is 85 of 97 on the Uncanny X-Fractor. Followed by Cyclops on the previously on X-Men. And then Jean Grey on the Uncanny. And there's Beast on the Remember It. Yeah, if you're breaking down the whole checklist, for the base side, the way they did this set is it's a 100-card base set, but the top 50 are the commons, and then 51 through 75 are the uncommons, and then they have 76 through 90 are the rares. And when it comes to the 76 through 90 part of the checklist, we usually see 2 rares per box. So that is the hard part of the checklist to build. And we got some more lasers. This one is going to Deathbird. And for Deathbird, she is number 8 of 199 on the lasers. Followed by Sunder on the refractor. And with this particular set, when we're doing the math on it, there's about 4,000 boxes in existence. Spiral on the refractor. And then Magnetic Makeover on the greatest hits. So in terms of Topps products, they did not print a whole lot of this one. And there's Morph on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Remy LeBeau, the Gambit on the Uncanny. And there's Gambit again on the Remember It. Executioner on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Professor X on the Uncanny. There's Rogue on the Remember It. Farewell Mon Ami on the greatest hits. That I don't know. You kind of have to go off the checklist and do the math on them. Like us personally, we've opened 11 cases based on the previously on X-Men, and we have not found a sketch card yet. That is one of the short print type cards we have yet to see. So hopefully today we have a sketch in store for us. And we have another X-Fractor. This one is going to Exodus. And for Exodus, 83 of 97 on the X-Fractor. Followed by You Don't Screw with the Summers on the Greatest Hits. Rogue on the previously on X-Men. Yeah, Genius. Check our channel. Baseball is our bread and butter. We do more baseball than anything else. And ooh, we do have an auto coming up, and I know who it is. It is Magneto on the autograph. So very nice. The Magneto spot is the first to strike ink. And the voice of Magneto and the autographer is Matthew Watterson. So very nice. Congrats to the Magneto spot on finding an autograph. Followed by Strong Guy on the refractor. A Genosian Welcome on the Greatest Hits. And that is it for box number 5. But box number 5 had an X-Fractor for us and some ink. So very, very nice. See what box 6 has in store for us. Oh, thank you, Victor. Yeah, hopefully we get to see some cool rare cards in one of our boxes today. There's Executioner on the previously on X-Men, followed by Professor X on the Uncanny. There's Rogue on the Remember It. What is up, Timmy? Nice to see you. I knew you'd join us for some X-Men. Farewell, Mon Ami on the Greatest Hits, followed by Nightcrawler on the Rare. There's Beast on the previously on X-Men. You Don't Screw with the Summers on the Greatest Hits, followed by Sunspot on the Rare. There's Rogue on the previously on X-Men. Oh, no, it's fine, Genius. And we do have another refractor coming up, and that is going to the Executioner spot on the refractor. So very cool little goodie for the Executioner. And behind him is going to be Peter Parker on a refractor as well. And all Peter Parker cards do go to the Spider-Man spot. We did combine the two. Ooh, very cool. That is Professor X on the refractor Uncanny. Very nice. And we've seen about one per case on the refractor versions of the Uncannies. And then a Genosian Welcome on the Greatest Hits. But not guaranteed, because there has been a couple cases where we did not see any of the refractor Uncannies. Ooh, and I think we have a Sentinel scan. And that's pretty perfect. It's right behind the refractor of Master Mold. And our Sentinel scan, why not? The Magneto spot strikes again. This time on the Sentinel scan. And the Sentinel scans are one in every 40 or so packs. So very cool. Magneto got some ink earlier, and now a Sentinel scan. And there's Magnetic Makeover on the Greatest Hits. Morph on the previously on X-Men, followed by Gambit on the Uncanny. And we got some more numbered action. It is going to Darkstar on the Lasers. And for Darkstar, she is 7 of 199, followed by Gambit on the Remember It. And that is going to do it for box number 6. Oh, very nice of you to say, Genius. And there is some products where we do rip very fast. Like when we're doing a flagship baseball, we do rip them pretty quick. But with Marvel, I do like to take my time a little more. Rogue and Captain America at odds on the greatest hits, followed by Gambit on the rare. Magneto on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, very nice. So our first bit of super low numbered action is going to be an orange Sentinel scan. So we have Blob on the refractor. And our orange Sentinel scan is going to Jubilee. So very nice. Putting the Jubilee spot on the board with some super low numbered action. And for Jubilee, she is 11 of 25 on the orange Sentinel scan. So very nice. Congrats to the Jubilee spot. Jean Doe on the greatest hits. And there's Professor X on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Rogue on the Uncanny. Oh, very cool. And yeah, that's the way I feel like everybody should be. Storm on the Remember It. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. That is Remy LeBeau, the Gambit on the orange refractor. Very nice hit for the Gambit spot. And he is 16 of 25 on the orange refractor. So very nice. This box gave us double orange action. Followed by Meeting of the Mind on the greatest hits. And then Storm on the rare. Cable on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, and we got another autograph. And our ink is going to the Mr. Sinister spot on the autograph. That is a nice Sinister strike. And for Mr. Sinister, he is voiced by Chris Britton. And that is also the autograph signer, so very cool. Congrats to the Mr. Sinister spot. And then Eric A on the refractor. A Sinister Strike on the greatest hits. Ooh, and then we do have another X-Fractor, and it is going to Executioner on the previously on X-Men. So very nice. And for Executioner, he is 12 of 97. When I do complete sets, I put them in a binder, but most of my big cards are graded, so I do not have them in a binder. And there's Wolverine on the previously on X-Men, followed by Wolvie again, this time on the Uncanny. Jubilee on the Remember It. And that is it for box number 7. All right, so final box here of case number 1. Forge on the previously on X-Men, followed by Cyclops on the Uncanny. Ooh, very cool. We have found gold. So the last couple boxes gave us a lot of low-numbered goodies. That is Apocalypse on the gold refractor. Nice hit for the Apocalypse spot. And for Apocalypse, he is 45 of 50 on the gold refractor. So very nice there. Followed by Magneto on the Remember It. And I believe that is the first time we've seen Apocalypse today, so what a way to get your first card. to me, my X-Men on the greatest hits, followed by Cable on the rare. And there's Gambit on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, I think we have more gold. We sure do, and it is going to the leader of the X-Men, Professor X, on the previously on X-Men. Very nice. And for Professor X, he is 49 of 50 on the previously on X-Men Gold. So very cool. The last box we opened before had double orange, and this one has double gold. And there's Magneto on the rare. There's Nightcrawler on the previously on X-Men. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I do love sorting as well. That is one of the things I do enjoy when we're done with breaks. Adversary on the refractor. But we usually sort by team or by letter, depending on what the break is. Jubilation Celebration on the greatest hits. Ooh, and I think we have another Sentinel scan. So Aurora on the refractor. And our Sentinel scan this time is going to Hank McCoy, the Beast. Very nice. So Beast on the Sentinel scan. Not numbered on that one. A Birthday to Remember on the greatest hits. And there's Jean Grey on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Magneto on the Uncanny. And final pack of case number 1. Wolverine on the Remember It. Alright, that'll do it for case number 1. But that was a pretty solid case. We saw an Omega level short print, 2 autographs, 2 oranges to 25, and 2 golds to 50. So very cool. That is not a bad showing out of a case. All right, case 2 has been freed. All right, case 2. Do you have some more short print action for us? Let's see if we can find a Children of the Atom die cut or one of the Danananas. Jean Grey on the Remember It, and then nice. Right behind Jean Grey, we have a numbered Jean Grey on the Lasers, previously on X-Men. And for Jean, she is 149 of 199. Charles was wrong on the greatest hits, followed by Jean Grey on the rare. Bastion on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, and we got another autograph coming up. Our ink this round is going to Professor X on the autograph. Very nice. And for Professor X, he is voiced by Ross Marquand, and he also signed the card. So there you go, Charles Xavier getting some ink. Followed by Exodus on the refractor. Sunspot on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, and we got some more lasers coming up. And this time we have found Sebastian Shaw on the lasers. And for Sebastian, he is 80 of 199. Followed by Mother Ascani on the refractor. The Professor Schools Shiar on the Greatest Hits. There's Jubilee on the Previously on X-Men, followed by Cable on the Uncanny. Scary Enough for You, Bub on the Greatest Hits. Cyclops on the Previously on X-Men, followed by Jean Grey on the Uncanny. There's Beast on the Remember It. His name was Gambit, Remember It on the Greatest Hits, followed by Cyclops on the Rare. And that is it for box number 1 out of case number 2. Magneto on the Previously on X-Men. And right behind him, we're going to get some numbered action. It is Beast on the X-Fractor, Previously on X-Men. And for Beast, he is 84 of 97. And there's Beast again, this time on the Refractor. Rogue and Captain America at odds on the Greatest Hits. Professor X on the Previously on X-Men, followed by Rogue on the Uncanny. And we got another Refractor, and this time it is going to Boom Boom. Ooh, very cool. Professor X on the Orange Refractor. So very nice. Professor X is doing very well in our first 2 cases. And for Charles, he is 10 of 25 on the Orange Refractor. Followed by Storm on the Remember It. Welcome in, Flez. Oh, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How about yourself? Jean Doe on the Greatest Hits. Followed by Storm on the Rare. Just hoping today is the day that we get to see a sketch. Cable on the Previously on X-Men. Ooh, very cool. We have found one of the Children of the Atom short prints, and it is going to Goblin Queen. There you go, Goblin Queen spot, and this one looks really, really clean. Because usually these cards get a little bit of fraying up top, but this one looks awesome. So very nice. Congrats to the Goblin Queen spot on the Children of the Atom short print. Followed by a Sinister Strike on the Greatest Hits, and then Sunspot on the Rare. Meeting of the Minds on the Greatest Hits. All right, nice, Flez. And we already have you on the board with Sebastian as well. We did see some Shaw numbered action. Wolverine and Wolverine on the Previously on X-Men and the Uncanny. We have not seen anything for Callisto or Bastion as of yet. There's Jubilee on the Remember It. And that brings us to box number 3 out of case number 2. Farewell, Mon Ami on the Greatest Hits. And then we're going to have some numbered action. And that is going to the greatest hit spot on Charles Was Wrong lasers. And this one is 40 of 199 on the lasers. Morph on the previously on X-Men, followed by Gambit on the Uncanny. Ooh, and we have another lasers coming up. And this time we have found Jubilee on the lasers. And for Jubilee, she is 139 of 199. Followed by Gambit on the Remember It. Magnetic Makeover on the Greatest Hits. And then Apocalypse on the Rare. Rogue on the Remember It. A Genosian Welcome on the Greatest Hits. Followed by Nightcrawler on the Rare. Beast on the previously on X-Men. And our refractor is going to Morph. There's Rogue on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, we got some more gold. And this time we have found Vulcan on the gold refractor. So there you go, Vulcan spot. And he is 29 of 50 on the gold refractor. And base refractor behind him is going to Myra McTaggart. You don't screw with the Summers on the Greatest Hits. Executioner on the previously on X-Men, followed by Professor X on the Uncanny. And that brings us to box number 4. Come on, box 4. What low-numbered goodies do you have for us? Scary enough for you, bub, on the Greatest Hits. There's Cyclops on the previously on X-Men, followed by Jean Grey on the Uncanny. Beast on the Remember It. His name was Gambit, Remember It on the Greatest Hits. And then Rogue on the Rare. Ooh, we got another Sentinel scan. So Marrow on the refractor. And our Sentinel scan. And there you go, Flez. On the board with Callisto on the Sentinel scan. Very nice. And I believe that is our 4th Sentinel scan so far. And they've all been different characters. Ooh, very cool. We're going to have some more orange. So Jean Grey on the Remember It. And our orange is going to the Greatest Hit spot with You Survived. So very nice. Each of our case so far has had quite a few low-numbered goodies. And this one is 10 of 25 on the You Survived Greatest Hits. And more numbered action. It is going to Dark Phoenix on the lasers. And for Dark Phoenix, she is 70 of 199. Followed by Charles Was Wrong on the Greatest Hits. And then Bastion Nimrod on the Rare. And that also goes to you, Flez. We did combine the Bastion Nimrod with the regular Bastion spot. And there he is again, this time on the previously on X-Men. Sunspot on the previously on X-Men. Carl Denty on the refractor. Professor Schools the Shiar on the greatest hits. And that takes us to the last pack here of box number 4. Jubilee on the previously on X-Men, followed by Cable on the Uncanny. And that means we are at the halfway point of our break, too. So the first half was pretty darn solid with low numbered action, and we did find a few short prints, too. So come on, the second half of the break. Let's see some more short prints and even more low numbered action. Nightcrawler on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, nice. A little Steve Rogers action with Captain America on the refractor. Followed by Dazzler, also on the refractor. Forge on the previously on X-Men, followed by Cyclops on the Uncanny. There's Magneto on the Remember It. Jubilation Celebration on the Greatest Hits. And then Wolverine on the Rare. And I do love that card with the mask off of Wolverine. Gambit on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, very cool. We have found another X-Fractor, and it is going to President Kelly. And for President Kelly, he is 35 of 97 on the X-Fractor. Followed by Wolverine on the base refractor. To me, my X-Men on the greatest hits. Jean Grey on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Magneto on the Uncanny. Wolverine on the Remember It. A Birthday to Remember on the Greatest Hits. And then Professor X on the Rare. And that brings us to box number 6 out of case number 2. All right, box number 6. We've seen a lot of orange so far. Can we go lower? Come on, let's show us a red. Let's see a nice red to 5. To me, my X-Men on the greatest hits. And that first pack came with a little bit of dust. Hopefully it's just that one pack and not this whole box. Yeah, the second pack looks good. Jean Grey on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Magneto on the Uncanny. Wolverine on the Remember It. A Birthday to Remember on the Greatest Hits. And then Dark Phoenix on the Rare. Ooh, there's Mr. Sinister on the Refractor. followed by Magneto on the Remember It. A Jubilation Celebration on the Greatest Hits, and then Cable on the Rare. Oh, I like it, Victor. I like it. That is the last card that we have not seen yet. We've seen everything else on the checklist but a sketch. Gambit on the previously on X-Men. And there's the Executioner on the Refractor. Followed by Robert DaCosta, also on the Refractor. And all the Roberto cards, they also go to Sunspot. That is another one. We did combine the two. Nightcrawler on the previously on X-Men. Professor X on the Refractor. Bolivia goes Prime on the Greatest Hits. Forge on the previously on X-Men, followed by Cyclops on the Uncanny. And that brings us to box number 7. Mr. Sinister on the previously on X-Men. And there's Cyclops on the Refractor Rare. Followed by Glob Herman, also on the Refractor. Storm Rides the Lightning on the Greatest Hits. And there's Storm again on the previously on X-Men and the Uncanny. And I've seen that collation a few times. I was ready for the double Storm. Cyclops on the Remember It. Explosive Teamwork on the Greatest Hits, followed by Magneto on the Rare. Mojo on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, nice. Well, it isn't a sketch, but we do have some nice Beast action. That is an X-Fractor autograph going to Beast. Very nice. And for Beast, the autographer and voice of is George Buza. And the X-Fractor autograph is going to be 14 of 97. So Beast is our first spot to see some numbered ink. Followed by Gambit on the Refractor. So very nice. Our 3 previous autos were all base autos, and then Beast struck with the numbered ink. You Survived on the Greatest Hits. Goblin Queen on the previously on X-Men, followed by Beast on the Uncanny. And we got some more numbered action. And this one is going to Cypher on the Lasers. And for Cypher, she is 174 of 199. Followed by the Sentinels on the Remember It. And final pack here of box number 7. 9 Reasons Why on the Greatest Hits. And then Cable on the Rare. All right, final box of case number 2. Let's go low. So far in our break, we've seen orange, we've seen gold, X-Fractors, and lasers. We want to see a red to 5, or maybe even a 1 of 1. we're off to a good start with another lasers, though. It is Cyclops on the Uncanny. And for Cyclops, he is 58 of 199 on the Lasers Uncanny. Followed by You Survived on the Greatest Hits. Goblin Queen on the Previously on X-Men. Followed by Beast on the Uncanny. Sentinels on the Remember It. Nine Reasons Why on the Greatest Hits. And then Gambit on the Rare. Mr. Sinister on the Previously on X-Men. Ooh, and the Cyclops spot strikes again. So this was the Scott Summers box. That is the X-Fractor of the rare Cyclops. So very nice. And he is 48 of 97 on the X-Fractor. Followed by Mary Jane on the base refractor. Storm Rides the Lightning on the Greatest Hits. Storm on the Previously on X-Men and the Uncanny. And there's Cyclops on the Remember It. Explosive Teamwork on the Greatest Hits. And then Mr. Sinister on the Rare. Mojo on the Previously on X-Men. And final pack here of case number 2. Ooh, we're going to end with a Sentinel scan. So Sauron on the refractor. And our Sentinel scan. Very nice. It is going to Wolverine on the Sentinel scan. And that keeps our streak going of each Sentinel scan has been a different character. Alright, everybody, that brings us to our third and final case of the break. Come on, final case. Show us a sketch. That is the one card we have not seen yet in all of our X-Men 97 breaks. Can you be the case to deliver? But if you want to show us a Super Fractor instead, we will accept that. We want to see a one-of-one of some kind, whether it's a super or a sketch. Magnetic Makeover on the Greatest Hits. There's Sunspot on the Previously on X-Men, followed by Cable on the Uncanny. Rogue on the Remember It. Ooh, very cool. So we are going to see another Children of the Atom short print. And this time, that is too funny. We have found Jean Grey this time. We saw Goblin Queen earlier, which is the clone of Jean Grey. And now we have found Jean Grey on the Children of the Atom short print. And this one looks pretty decent as well. Just a little bit of smidge up top on that side, but otherwise it does look clean. So very cool. Congrats to the Jean Grey spot on the Children of the Atom short print. And then Professor X on the rare. Bastion on the Previously on X-Men, followed by Jean Grey on the Uncanny. Jubilee on the previously on X-Men. And there's Jean Grey again, this time on the refractor. Jubilation Celebration on the greatest hits. Ooh, and we got another Lasers coming up. And it's going to the greatest hit spot with His Name Was Gambit. Remember it, Lasers. 187 of 199 on the greatest hit Lasers. And then there was a Beast Remember It card that got stuck behind the Flash Thompson in the front of the pack. Farewell Mon Ami on the greatest hits. And then Wolverine on the rare. So very nice. I think we've seen that card 4 times now for Wolverine. Jean Grey on the previously on X-Men. And final pack here of box 1 out of case 3. And there's Starbolt on the Lasers. And for Starbolt, he is 99 of 199. Followed by Callisto on the refractor. All right, box number 2. What goodies you have for us? I hope so, Timmy. I hope so. Those are my requests. I want to see either a super or a sketch card. So no pressure, X-Men 97. We just want to see a 101. A birthday to remember on the greatest hits. Mr. Sinister on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Storm on the Uncanny. Sentinels on the Remember It. The Professor schools the Shi'ar on the greatest hits. And then we have Rogue on the rare. Storm on the previously on X-Men. And we do have another Lasers coming up. And that one is going to Professor X on the rare Lasers. And for the Professor, he's 101 of 199 on the Lasers. Followed by Strong Guy on the refractor. Charles was wrong on the greatest hits. And then behind him, we are going to have some numbered action. And that is going to Mr. Sinister on the X-Fractor, previously on X-Men. And for Sinister, he is 78 of 97 on the X-Fractor. Mojo on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Beast on the Uncanny. Cyclops on the Remember It. Ooh, we do have some gold waiting for us. Oh, that's a nice one. Gold refractor going to Magneto. So the Magneto spot strikes again, this time on the gold refractor. And he is first on the print run too. 1 of 50. Very nice. Congrats to the Magneto spot. Followed by Tamim, my X-Men, on the greatest hits. Both him and the Professor are having very good breaks for several numbered cards and an autograph. Followed by Cyclops on the previously on X-Men. Final pack here of box number 2. And there's Sebastian Shaw on the refractor. All right, box 3. Are you the one? We want to see a sketch. Come on. You know, there is a particular character I would love to see, but come on, just show us a sketch. Any character will do. Ooh, very cool. We are going to see some orange, though. First up, we have 9 Reasons Why on the greatest hits. And then we're going to get some orange. And it's going to the greatest hit spot with Gene Doe on the orange greatest hits. And this one is 23 of 25. So very nice. The greatest hit spot is doing pretty darn good. Rogue on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Professor X on the Uncanny. There's Magneto on the Remember It. Rogue and Captain America at odds. Followed by Sunspot on the rare. Executioner on the previously on X-Men. Ooh. So we do have a super low numbered goodie. That is going to be a red refractor to 5. Good luck, everybody. And our big winner is Archangel on the red refractor to 5. Very nice. Congrats to the Archangel spot on the red refractor. And he is 2 of 5. So very cool. As low as you can go without it being a 1 of 1. And then we have Princess Normani on the refractor. Gene Doe on the greatest hits. Beast on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Gambit on the Uncanny. Tommy on the refractor. And there's Jubilee on the lasers. And for Jubilee, she is 152 of 199. Followed by Gambit on the Remember It. You Survived on the greatest hits. Followed by Storm on the rare. There's Wolverine on the previously on X-Men. And that brings us to box number 4 out of case number 3. Nine Reasons Why on the greatest hits. Rogue on the previously on X-Men, followed by Professor X on the Uncanny. There's Gambit on the Remember It. And then behind him, we're going to get some numbered action for Sunspot. And for Sunspot, he is 124 of 199 on the previously on X-Men lasers. And I do believe that is his first numbered card, so putting the Sunspot on the board. Rogue and Captain America at odds on the greatest hits, followed by Jean Grey on the rare. Executioner on the previously on X-Men. There's Leech on the refractor. Gene Doe on the greatest hits. Beast on the previously on X-Men, followed by Gambit on the Uncanny. Rogue on the Remember It. You Survived on the Greatest Hits, followed by Dark Phoenix on the Rare. And we do have some more laser action. And this time it is going to Psylocke. So very nice. And for Psylocke, she is 126 of 199 on the lasers. Followed by Wolverine on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, and we got another Sentinel scan coming. So first up, we have Aurora on the Refractor. And our Sentinel scan is going to Beast. So Beast strikes again with the Sentinel scan. I do think we saw him earlier, so that is our first double up on the Sentinel scans. Magneto on the previously on X-Men, followed by Rogue on the Uncanny. Jubilee on the Remember It. Storm Rides the Lightning on the Greatest Hits. And then we have Gambit on the Rare. Professor X on the previously on X-Men. And ooh, we have another Sentinel scan, but this time it's going to be gold. So Banshee on the Refractor. And our gold Sentinel scan is going to the Leech spot. So there you go, Leech on the gold Sentinel scan. And he is 12 of 50 on the gold. Explosive Teamwork on the Greatest Hits. There's Cable on the previously on X-Men, followed by Wolverine on the Uncanny. Storm on the Remember It. His name was Gambit. Remember It on the Greatest Hits. Scary Enough for You, Bub on the Greatest Hits. Followed by Mr. Sinister on the Rare. Goblin Queen on the previously on X-Men. Ooh, very cool. That is Remy LeBeau, the Gambit on the Refractor Uncanny. So very nice. That is only the second one we found today, so it's not every case is going to have one. Followed by Bastion on the base Refractor. A Birthday to Remember on the Greatest Hits. Mr. Sinister, previously on X-Men. Followed by Storm on the Uncanny. And we do have more lasers coming up. And it is going to Cypher on the lasers. So Cypher strikes again with her second lasers. And she is 136 of 199. Followed by the Sentinels on the Remember It. The Professor Schools the Shi'ar on the greatest hits, followed by Cyclops on the rare. Storm on the previously on X-Men. We've done pretty good with the colors so far, Jason. Lowest numbered hit we have found is Red Refractor for Archangel. Oh, that's cool. Start off with Peter Parker and then Spider-Man right behind him on the Refractor. And then President Kelly also on the Refractor. And then we've seen one numbered auto so far. We saw Beast on the X-Fractor autographed in 97. Charles was wrong on the greatest hits. And behind this, we're going to have some lasers. And our lasers is going to Jean Grey on the Remember It. And for Jean Grey, she is 189 of 199 on the lasers. Oh, much appreciated, Jason. Yeah, we do take our shipping very seriously. We try to protect the cards as best as we can. There's Mojo on the previously on X-Men, followed by Beast on the Uncanny. Cyclops on the Remember It. To me, my X-Men on the greatest hits, followed by Jean Grey on the rare. Cyclops on the previously on X-Men. And final pack here of box number 6. Ooh, and we're going to get another auto, and guess who? Mr. Sinister on the autograph. So that is the second autograph for the Mr. Sinister spot. And the voice of and autographer is Chris Britton. So there you go, Sinister spot, autograph number 2. Followed by Cypher on the Refractor. All right, box number 7. What goodies do you have in store for us? Ooh, and we're going to start off with an autograph. And man, look who it is. I see claws. That is Wolverine on the autograph. Very cool. Congrats to the Wolverine spot. This is the first time we have seen some Wolvie ink. And the voice of and autographer is Cal Dodd. So very cool. Congrats to the Wolverine spot on getting an autograph. And I do like that image. That is cool. Not numbered on the Wolvie ink. Followed by Manta on the Refractor. A Genosian Welcome on the greatest hits. There's Gambit on the previously on X-Men. Followed by Magneto on the Uncanny. A Sinister Strike on the greatest hits. And there's Rogue on the rare Refractor. Followed by Nightcrawler on the previously on X-Men. And then Cyclops on the Uncanny. Forge on the previously on X-Men. Jean Grey on the Remember It. You Don't Screw with the Summers on the greatest hits. Followed by Apocalypse on the rare. There's Wolverine on the Remember It. Meeting of the Minds on the Greatest Hits, followed by Nightcrawler on the rare. Morph on the previously on X-Men. Oh, we just found an autograph for Wolverine, Flez. That was the first time we pulled a Wolverine auto out of X-Men 97. And there's Henry Gyrick on the refractor. And behind him is going to be a Sentinel scan. And that is going to Cyclops on the Sentinel scan. So there we go. Another goodie for the Cyclops spot. And that brings us to our final box of the break. Come on, final box. Do you have one more biggie for us? His name was Gambit. Remember it on the Greatest Hits. There's Magneto on the previously on X-Men, followed by Rogue on the Uncanny. Ooh, very nice. That is another goodie for Wolverine on the Uncanny Refractor. Followed by Jubilee on the Remember It. Storm Rides the Lightning on the Greatest Hits. And then Cable on the rare. Professor X on the previously on X-Men. Adversary on the refractor. Explosive Teamwork on the Greatest Hits. And did you top load the other two? Okay, cool. Thank you, Caesar. Cable on the previously on X-Men, followed by Wolverine on the Uncanny. Magneto on the refractor, followed by Sunder also on the refractor. There's Storm on the Remember It. Scary Enough for You, Bub on the Greatest Hits, followed by Magneto on the rare. And that brings us to our final pack of the break. And thanks again, everybody, for joining us today. And we do have more Marvel breaks for Thursday with auctions ending on Wednesday. Goblin Queen on the previously on X-Men. All right, everybody, let's see how this one shook out. Thank you. And like always, let's start with our ink. And we only found one numbered auto this round. It went to Beast on the X-Fractor autograph. And the rest of our autos, we found Mr. Sinister not once, but twice. And then also Professor X, Magneto, and Wolverine. Very cool. That is the first time we have seen Wolverine autograph in one of our breaks. And then lowest parallel we found was the red refractor to 5 for Archangel. And then all of our oranges, starting off with Jean Doe on the Greatest Hits. Also the You Survived, and both those do go to the Greatest Hit spot. And then we also found Professor X and Remy LeBeau, the Gambit. Up next, we have our golds. Professor X on the previously on X-Men, followed by Apocalypse, Magneto, and Vulcan. Next up, we have all our X-Fractors, leading off with President Kelly, followed by Rogue on the Uncanny, Cyclops, Exodus, Mr. Sinister on the previously on X-Men, as well as Beast and Executioner. Up next, we have all of our laser parallels, leading off with Cyclops on the Uncanny, followed by Cyclops again on the Remember It. Same with Jean Grey, and then Sebastian Shaw, Professor X, Cypher, Trish Tilby, and Cypher again. Next up, we have Sunspot, followed by Jean Grey, Goblin Queen, Charles Was Wrong on the Greatest Hits, A Birthday to Remember, His Name Was Gambit, Remember It, Deathbird, Dark Phoenix, Carl Dinty, Starbolt, Psylocke, Darkstar, Cable, Jubilee, and Jubilee again. So double Jubilee on the lasers. And next up, let's look at all our Sentinel scans. And we got as low as orange for Jubilee on the Sentinel scan. And then our golds to 50, we found Leech. And that was it. The rest of them are going to be the base Sentinel scans. Beast, ×2. Magneto, Callisto, Wolverine, and Cyclops. And last thing to recap is all of our short prints and the Uncanny refractors. So we found 3 Uncanny refractors this round. 1 for Wolverine, Gambit, and Professor X. And our short prints, we found 2 of the Children of the Atom die cuts. 1 for Jean Grey, and the other one for Goblin Queen. And we did find 1 of the Omega level short prints of Storm. So that is going to do it for this one. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us today. We do have another few Marvel breaks ending Wednesday night on eBay, and we will be breaking those Thursday over here at Hobby Legends. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.